What is going on, guys? It's your coach of the Atlanta Sobble, actually Amungus, and we're here with the Week 2 battle of the YCL Draft League. So, if you didn't catch the first week, this is the new draft league that I started, or I didn't start the draft league. I joined the draft league, and in this draft league, it's called the YCL because the YouTube Challenge League. Every coach in this league has a YouTube channel. So I was extremely excited to join. I brought, of course, my usual brand, the Atlanta Sobble, and I have a unique challenge. I haven't done this since my very first draft league ever, where I tanked. It was terrible. I'm playing technically a team that I didn't draft this league, but I like the team. As you can see on your screen, I've got a great Fairy Water Steel Core. I've got my girl Miltank with me. I've got a Rotom Form. I've got a Troll Rock, a Soul Rock. So, I personally am feeling pretty good on the way that this is going to go. Sorry about that. Let me get y'all to the battle. This week we're going up against Coach Kings Rock and the Hustle Gods. First time playing against this coach, scheduling a match and stuff. Seemed like a really chill guy. I'll have the link to his page in the description, and try to give credit to all the other content creators where credit is due. Everybody's trying to work on their own thing here, and make sure that you support the culture and support fellow other content creators, and go and check people out. It only takes a second to drop a like or something like that on somebody else's video. So getting into the meat and potatoes, the real tech of the battle, I kind of wanted to keep it simple, and still, as I'm getting familiar with this team, not show too many different looks. Run my Fairy Water, or my Fairy Dragon Steel core, but there were some things that I really needed to keep in mind. As you can see, the Hustle Gods team is supporting some strong mons. And if you look at his entire roster, there are certain ones that he did not bring that are also like Slowbro, Steelix, Glastrier, Appleton. They're in the slower type of category. So I really wanted to make sure I didn't lose to a Trick Room team. That's why I brought the Soul Rock this week. I was thinking about leading with it, but I chose last second not to. It has Trick Room to re-switch the dimensions back to regular speed, and I don't know what else I can say about that, but that I really wanted to make sure I didn't lose to Trick Room team. So we brought that. Oh well, I also brought Rotom with Trick. It was another big, like, I was gonna use that to stop Trick Room setup as well. Trick them a choice scarf, that kind of thing. I also knew that this Zapdos had a good matchup against me, and it was one of his faster things. But just because you have a Trick Room team, everything doesn't have to have Trick Room. On this first move, I have a little bit of hesitation in what I want to do. I end up just going for a body slam because I know I have the Chopple Berry, and I figure at the very least I can lower his defense, special defense. But maybe even pick up the Paralyze, which would honestly kind of like, if I would have picked up a Paralyze turn 1 on this Hax, I would have won. Like, that's kind of a win right there. Kind of. But, we just wanted to, I guess, well, it's really important because I know that Azumarill is one of my best win conditions against the Pokemon that he brought. But I have to weaken Steelix and Zapdos in order to pull off the sweep, because Zapdos, I can't one shot, or no, Zapdos outspeeds. That's the problem. I can't one shot it without Aqua Jet, and it outspeeds. And Steelix has access to sturdy, so that's not going to one shot either. Also, being a steel type, it could become troublesome. So what we end up doing is, knowing that we have two ways of dealing with the trick room on the team, or the potential of it, we end up going to our Rotom just as a sack, because what we're really looking for is the perfect opportunity to bring out the Azumarill and let it do what it wants to do. So we end up going to Dragonite here. I thought about going straight into my Azumarill, but I know the Steelix isn't weakened yet, and you know, Zapdos has been lowering his defense. It can't really do much to this. I've got multi-scale. I can get a free setup here and put in damage on other things before I use Azumarill. I mean, I already sacrificed my Rotom, and you know, with that being said, you don't need to win 6-0 in order to win. You know, notoriously don't always have good differential on my battles, so sometimes that's just the way it is. I think about the long term and not so much the differential, because if you win all your games, it's not going to come down to differential, right? I mean, or most of your games. So we go for the Earthquake on Steelix. Damage is okay, but not promising. Basically, it could be said that, like, seeing as I can't two-hit KO, I'm kind of wasting my time and or risking this unnecessarily. Could be more useful later in the game if I'm able to get rid of Glastrier. So we're just gonna leave it at full health, let it go. Also, he's setting up Iron Defense, you know, so keep that in mind. He's gaining boost faster than I could even Dragon Dance, but that's pretty obvious, I think. So basically, we just switch out into this, and we go to click the overheat, because this doesn't have, it has 8. I have to look at my showdown, and I'm watching the video. I'm pretty sure that it's HP and speed investment, though, because I wasn't worried about attack, and I really wasn't that worried about defense either. I may have put some special attack in, but my point that I'm trying to make is that, you know, clicking overheat here, it's really like a big damage play and a scout play at the same time, because he ends up going to Slowbro here, and this is the matchup that I really wanted, was to try to bring out the Slowbro. One of the reasons, besides the fact that it gets access to Trick Room, why Solrock was so good for this role is because Slowbro is debatably, because, you know, he does have Chandelure and Appleton, Grass, and Ghost type, but Slowbro is probably his most rounded, best answer. It resists what he does, and it's hit super effective. It's the best answer. And if he tries to set up Trick Room from that point, then I'm basically just clicking Ancient Power to click it. I can wait it out here, and then I can, you know, do whatever I need to do. He ends up going for Psychic Terrain, which I don't know. At the point that he goes for Psychic Terrain, I'm wondering if it's a double setup. So I'm going to click one more Ancient Power, which was kind of a risk, because if I would have accidentally, or if RNG would have boosted my stats, I wouldn't be able to go for my next play, which was to Baton Pass. And in the YCL, you are allowed to Baton Pass as long as you do not pass any stats. So, if I would have got the Ancient Power boost, I would have not been able to legally make this play. And just to be frank, I wanted to. I guess it would be the same thing as a hard switch because I'm faster. But it was made to be a set that works under Baton Pass or under Trick Room or not, you know. I just basically wanted to make sure that the utility rock was right. As simple as that. So I look at the Slowbro. I know I got the knockoff. I know I got, well, I don't want to say, as long as I don't get burned here is really the point. As long as I don't get burned here, I know I got some damage. He can basically just regenerate this damage off, but I got some damage on here. As long as I don't get burned, I do like my position of setup. Although it wasn't perfectly ideal, crush your fingers a couple times and see if you can pull it off is exactly what my mindset was, you know. This may have been my best threat, but I still do have a Dragonite in the back as well as a Metagross. Miltank is capable of doing some work, but can't hit Chandelure and can't really hit Steelix. But we end up living the Scalds, or the attacks, not getting burned by the Scald, and we get the Steelix kill. So we're set up. I'm trying not to spoil what comes to be from here, but we're did I say Steelix? I meant Slowbro. Then he goes to Steelix. But because we broke the sash, as I said earlier in the game, we're able to Aqua Jet this down. This is not a problem now because of breaking the sash earlier in the game. Just a little bit of patience was right. I maybe could have exercised just slightly more caution, but it all worked out in the end. You will come to find that I do pick up the 6-0 kill here, but there is at least one more turn where I have to hit 2 play roughs back to back, and it's a little scary. So we're able to Aqua Jet the Zapdos because we have damage on it. We're able to Aqua Jet the Chandelure, which is the last remaining thing that outspeeds me. But against Appleton and Glastrier, I do have to hit 2 90% accuracy play roughs in a row. Dynamax is not legal in this league, so Max, wow, I forgot the name of the move off the randomly. Max Starfall is not a possibility. So yeah, so we absolutely have to go for that play. It's against the rules to go for another play. But we do end up hitting 2 play roughs in a row. You know, if hacks would have happened as Pokemon, there's nothing I can do about that. I just have to continue to play my game and move on. Fortunately, I do a fairly well job, in my opinion, of putting the odds in my favor. I mean, it is a 90% chance and that type of thing. But you know, as you probably well know, Chandelure is not going to live this last Aqua Jet, and your Atlanta Sobble are going to move to 2-0 in the YCL. Azumarill ironically getting burned at the very last turn of the game, but not taking burn damage because we pick up the win, and we pick up a 5-0. Azumarill is sitting at 10 kills and 0 deaths after 2 games. Shout out to Azumarill. Okay, so we haven't been showing too many different looks, trying to keep it simple for the early portion of the league, in case we make a long run in the playoffs and face some really tough competition and that type of thing. But shout out to my opponent, Coach Kings Rock, division rival. So you know, we may play again, playoffs, that type of thing. Like I said, just big shout out to them, and be on the lookout. The finals match of the PWD is dropping very soon, and I know everybody's looking forward to that. It was a excellent match, super high level plays, very high level plays. I'm gonna have to take my time on this video and really break them down. I may even I don't know if I should say this on this video because I haven't decided if this is a real thing or not. But maybe I'll even bring in the opposing coach, Blau, to really talk this one over because this is a great battle that we got coming for you. Anyways, for right now, I'm actually Amungus, your coach of the Atlanta Sobble. I'm signing off. Peace.